wise, be wise. And NG Motor India.
This is TV 18 and you're watching CNBC TV 18. Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.
The long-term success of any business is not entirely based on a healthy profit and loss statement. Worldwide, the companies that emerge as successful business leaders consider giving back to society equally important. Hello and welcome to a brand new series, The Changemakers on CNBC TV 18. I'm Ridu Bhandari. In this series, we showcase the groundbreaking corporate social responsibility and sustainable development work of leading organizations, foundations, and the non-profit sector that are working relentlessly towards creating a better world for various sections of the society. To achieve a better and more sustainable future for all, the United Nations has come up with the Sustainable Development Goals. We recognize those companies that have incorporated these Sustainable Development Goals in their business philosophy and are striving towards achieving a sustainable future for all. We call these responsible companies the changemakers. The UN has highlighted the universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all by 2030 as part of its Sustainable Development Goals. The corporate sector has come in support of this cause by helping communities substantially increase their water use efficiency and ensure sustainable withdrawals and supply of fresh water. Today in this episode, we showcase United Breweries Limited, a responsible corporate that is changing the face of rural India through its groundbreaking water conservation efforts. Take a look.
India is the first country in the world to make corporate social responsibility or CSR mandatory. Businesses today invest their profits in areas such as education, poverty, gender equality, water and hunger as part of their CSR compliance. One area that requires immediate attention from both corporate India as well as the community is solving India's water crisis. If left ignored, India's worst water crisis in its history is anticipated to worsen and adversely affect the country's GDP, accounting for almost 6% loss by 2050. One company that is trying to remedy this situation on ground is Bengaluru headquartered United Breweries. The company has undertaken several projects in water conservation, replenishment and provision of safe drinking water to the communities in the vicinity of its breweries.
CSR in India for corporates like ours is of course mandated by the government of India. But I think most responsible corporates now look at CSR as a strategic initiative. Yes, the government does mandate us to do that, but a pure mandate like that cannot be translated into successful initiatives, because that can come only if the organization incorporates the CSR philosophy into its business strategy. And at United Breweries Limited, that's what we have done.
United Breweries prioritizes local area development in form of water conservation, safe drinking water and primary education. The company intends to balance its core commercial business goals along with initiatives that provide maximum social and economic benefit to society. And for this, it deploys the 4R strategy of reuse, reduce, recycle and recharge for efficient use of water. Recognizing the severity of India's water crisis, United Breweries has committed to being a water-neutral company by 2025 and has already created a recharge potential of 83% of its production needs. In its endeavor to achieve this goal, the United Breweries has made water the most important pillar of its CSR programs.
Bulk of our CSR initiatives are centered around water. Because we do use water in our process and we want to be responsible in the way we utilize water, in the way we treat water. In Karnataka also, we have adopted a lake in the Chikbalapur area. We have also worked with water bodies which are connected to temples. We also worked on a rainwater harvesting project which benefits the villagers who live there. So it's an ambitious project which gives back to the community. Similarly, in Punjab, like I said, we have a brewery there, so therefore we have a connect with the communities who reside around the brewery. And there also we have adopted 6 water bodies which we are rejuvenating, because our belief is that water conservation has to happen across multiple levels. One, we have to reduce the amount of water we use, both as a corporate and as individuals. Two, we have to also learn to reuse the water, particularly in the corporate process, production process, we reuse a lot of water. And three, we have to recharge the water.
We do variety of water conservation interventions which include lake and pond rejuvenation, creation of earthen and cement nala bunds, watershed development, creation of gully plugs, gabions and continuous contour trenches. So, to be specific, we have done rejuvenated 26 water bodies and created 52 water structures in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Bihar.
45 kilometers away from central Bengaluru is the Nandi Gram Panchayat in Chikkabalapur district, where United Breweries conducts its various CSR initiatives, including water conservation, with the support of Panchayat members and its NGO partner, United Way Bengaluru. Nagappa, a marginal farmer from Sultanpet in Nandigram, is a beneficiary of the United Breweries CSR initiative. Owning a small piece of agricultural land, he was unable to manage his household expenses through agriculture due to drought and insufficient rain in the area. The United Breweries, in association with United Way Bengaluru, initiated a project to rejuvenate the Gundu topu in Sultanpet village that resulted in an increase in groundwater level, benefiting 1,500 farmers like Nagappa living there. In the same premises, the old Kalyani Lake, with a capacity of 1,300 kiloliters, has also been cleaned and restored with the help of United Breweries and United Way Bengaluru. A stepped well outside temples was used for bathing and cleaning before prayers. Children also use it for swimming and recreational purposes. This project, over the years, resulted in increased cultivation of 20 to 50% in 50 acres of land around Nandi Lake. The project will bring back cultivation in an additional 10 acres and reduce the cost of cultivation, which will directly affect the livelihood of approximately 500 small and marginal farmers. Malti from Nandi village also experienced hardship in accessing water for the household's day-to-day needs. The rainwater harvesting unit set up by United Breweries and United Way Bengaluru meant her daily life of hardship was soon to be a distant memory.
మేము నీళ్ళకి చాలా దూరం వెళ్ళేవాళ్ళం. చాలా కష్టంగా ఉండేది అసలు మాకి. చాలా దూరంగా.
Earlier we used to travel miles to fetch water for our daily needs. It wasn't much to quench ours or the animals' thirst. The water problem got later solved by the UB group. They guided us on the rainwater storage and harvesting, also built the system for us. There's no water problem now.
Another CSR project taken up by United Breweries was rooftop rainwater harvesting in the 4 villages of Nandi Panchayat that aims to cover 350 households over 3 years, coupled with the installation and construction of a 4,000-litre tank fitted with hand pumps. The tank can easily hold water required for 15 to 20 days. 50 households were covered in the last financial year and another 135 were done in the current year.
So, in the Chikbalapur district of Karnataka, we have worked on water conservation issues in 5 villages of the Nandi Gram Panchayat. We have done rainwater harvesting for 350 households, which would make them water self-sufficient. They will be able to take care of their water needs through their own rooftop rainwater. Also, overall this project has helped 500 marginal and small farmers to have better livelihoods by getting better irrigation facilities through these water conservation efforts.
In collaboration with United Way Bengaluru, the United Breweries Group has rejuvenated the Nandi Lake in the Nandi foothills. Accordingly, rainwater harvesting measures have been undertaken as well.
As a part of Water Neutral initiative, despite the fact that United Breweries does not have any plant in the vicinity of Dodbalapur, I really commend them because they chose to embrace this region and say, hey, we will take up this particular lake and undertake massive watershed initiatives. Rigorous measures were put in terms of how are we going to monitor and evaluate the progress of project at each milestone. And the beauty of the whole initiative is that every intervention is quantified. Like for example, today I can tell you after this intervention in a lake which we are currently working, which is about 38 acres, we will be conserving close to 4 lakh kiloliters of water. Or the rainwater harvesting initiative which we are working on will contribute and conserve close to 6,500 kiloliters of water.
One of the key elements of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations is to achieve improved water and sanitation management through the support and strengthening of local communities. After the break, we take a look at how United Breweries is laying the roadmap to achieve this through its water conservation initiatives by engaging the local communities in Ludhiana. Stay with us on The Changemakers exclusively on CNBC TV 18.